my I have a very good friend who I've mentioned in the book, who has, for years has said, you should really write a history because you've had a lot of interesting things that's happened during your lifetime. And I said, well, I don't think so. His name was Paul Lindenauer. And I said, I don't think so, Paul. It's such an arduous task. And then one day I was reading the Wall Street Journal, which I read every day, and there was an ad in the Wall Street Journal. And I saw that there was a company in London, which happens to be your company, who was offering to do memoirs. So I called up and there was an American telephone number, and I was connected with London, of course, and I spoke to Tom, I think was his name,
Yeah, that's right.
and I really interrogated him because I thought perhaps it was some kind of you have to be so careful with everybody, and particularly offshore companies. And I said, well, let me find out whether I'm just going to send a lot of money over there and I'm not going to accomplish a lot. And so I talked to him for quite a while, and then I got a note back from him on the video, on email, and he said, "Well, it was a pleasure being interrogated by you." And he sort of laughed because he knew I was really putting him through the ringer. Because being somewhat of both a professional and a businessman, I asked a lot of questions, and I was satisfied, and I began this adventure. And the I was given a project manager of a young lady who I didn't know who she was, and I thought, well, perhaps whatever she does was probably not much. And then I was also given an interviewer, a person by the name of Steve Marcus, who happens to be a professor of history at the local college near where my northern home is. Right now, I have two homes, one in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, and one in Margate, New Jersey, which is near Atlantic City. And so we began this adventure. First of all, the project manager, Isabella Samuels, turned out to be an amazing young lady, far, far, far more mature than her years, and probably one of the most uh, organized people that I've ever dealt with. And believe me, I've dealt with a lot of people because when I practiced, I had as many as 20 people working for me, young ladies, most of them, because they were dental assistants. And this young lady was unbelievable and continues, of course, to be unbelievable. And she was always ahead of me and never behind me. And no matter what I asked her to do, the next day I received a communication, and it was just unbelievable. As far as the interviewer, they were very careful who they introduced me to, and the interviewer turned out to be also an excellent person. And I'm sure, since he doesn't live too far away from me, he lives in Ocean City, New Jersey. I think we will be friends, even though he's a bit younger than me, like about 30 years. But still, he's a very brilliant man, and I'm anxious to continue a relationship. In any case, I'm almost finished with this. We went on and on and on, and we put this memoir to bed, little by little, between the ghostwriter and the editor, and of course with Isabella in between, and making sure everything was done correctly. I received the final product. The final product was beyond anything that I expected. The book was beautiful. The box that it came in was that you present to your family or your friends, was very impressive, and and it was something that I was proud to be part of. Then I not only did I have the books, but I was able to purchase some paperback books, which I gave to, even though they're very important in my life, to lesser people because they were not part of my family, but exactly the same didactic material that the other book had in it, and they seem to be just as happy with those books. In any case, at this point, of course, the book is finished. I've read it over about 4 times, and I still laugh and enjoy reading it. It is a wonderful experience to review your life and to put some of the funny moments and the happy moments and some of the sad moments in there that you go through. And I will be, when I wrote this book, I am 90. I will still be 91, hopefully, if I make it, and I expect to. And I would recommend this book to other people. who and because the manner in which it was handled was unbelievable. Since there was no stress whatsoever at any point during this adventure, and I have already recommended it to a couple people, and I think two of my friends are on their way. One certainly is. The other one is always seems to be too busy, but I'm sure he will continue on. He's and there's other people who are waiting to read the book, who I bet you will call me and say, who are these people?
How can I?
So I cannot thank everybody, from Roy to Tom, and certainly to Isabella, who I give a double, triple, quadruple A for all their efforts.